Hello, everyone. My name is Gayanne Gromm, and I'm a sales executive here at RMS. I wanted to talk to you today about the upcoming conference year with Tradeshow tips and tricks. I've been on every side of the conference industry and have some insight and information to hopefully make it easier for you to choose what your conference year looks like. Let's first talk about conference options, which conferences to choose and locations to travel to. First thing to do is make a list of all your conference options. If you don't know where to start, call your favorite pharmacy association, talk to your peers, as well as your partners and vendors. What conferences do they attend? What sounds interesting to you? And where do they learn the most valuable information? Next, review the particulars such as dates, location, and pricing. Figure out which best fits into your schedule and your budget. And location is very important too. You want to go somewhere you enjoy, especially if you decide to bring your family. Then look at conference websites. Review the list of speakers, their topics, and whether or not CE credits are offered. Then decide what value that conference would bring to you and your pharmacy. Most importantly, shop early. Most conferences have an early bird rate, and like all of us, we like to save money. Those early bird rates normally have an expiration date, so be sure to keep track of that date. Also, review the cancellation policy. We know things happen and our schedules change, so you want to be sure you can cancel without a penalty if possible. Normally, there's a deadline for cancellations too. When preparing for a show, decide who will attend from your team. Is there someone you want to reward for a job well done? Does someone need leadership training? Then decide what type of assistance they need from you. Something many don't think about is you should make personal goals as well as business goals for the year. That will be important to the success of your pharmacy in 2022. Decide what you want to accomplish at the conference and what your key objectives are for the event. Lastly, discuss what your team needs to be added to their pharmacy to make it more successful and research vendors who supply those needs. Categorize those vendors and decide which specific companies you need or want to see throughout the year. Some additional conference prep would be to share your goals for the conference with your team and be sure to let those who have authority know what they're able to do without your approval, such as making purchases or holding meetings with vendors on their own. We encourage you not to sit with your team during the conference, so be sure to schedule time during and after the conference to check in with them. The reason for not sitting with your team is so that you can meet new colleagues and possibly learn new strategies or best practices for your pharmacy, or be able to share your successes with others. Also, be prepared and make a list of questions for the vendors you want to see or anyone else you'll see at the conference. For example, one of the speakers has a specific topic that you're very interested in or a vendor that you're really interested in doing business with. If those questions are prepared, then you'll walk away with the knowledge you require to make a solid business decision. Next, prepare your schedule for the conference. Be sure you attend the sessions that have CE credits first if you're in need of those credits. Review the keynotes as there are so many motivational, financial, or inspirational speaker offerings. You don't want to miss out on the ones that are most important to you. And schedule time with the vendors. Even if you think you have everything you need right now, it's important to stay on top of new trends. Now let's talk about networking. Remember, networking does matter. As I mentioned earlier, be sure to sit with people you don't know and have your team do the same. You never know how much you'll learn by the person you're sitting next to or how much someone can learn from you. Also, do this at group events. Plan to attend all evening functions as well. Not only are they fun, but it's another way to meet people and get new ideas or share your ideas and best practices with someone else. Once you find people that align with your goals, then find those experts and attendees that can help you attain those goals. When visiting vendors before the conference, make a must-see vendor list based on your conference and pharmacy objectives and goals. As I mentioned earlier, make a list of questions for vendors you wish to see and refine those questions by category and vendor. Then make appointments with the vendors who will help you with your goal. If you don't have their contact information, reach out to the conference coordinator and they'll gladly send you that information. While you're at the conference, get to know the representatives in the vendor booths. They can help you in more ways than one. They know a lot of people in the business and can steer you in the right direction if there's something special you're looking for that they might not offer. Be sure to look at new vendors. You never know what you'll learn or overhear from other attendees speaking to those vendors. Also, don't forget about your existing partners, those that you already do business with. Stop by and say hello. We always like to see you. And then after the conference, set due dates for those key decisions in accordance with your business and personal goals. Also, for those vendors who really interest you, follow up with them first. And finally, debrief with your team. See what your team learned, as their perspective will most likely be different than yours. But the most important detail is to visit RMS in 2022. Live conferences are back and ready to go. We'll be at the following conferences this year. We'll be at PDS Super Conference in February, ACPI in March, AAP in April, HCP in May, Amerisource Bergen in July, and Cardinal in July. Plus, we'll announce more a little bit later on. Thanks so much for joining us for this webinar today. And from all of us at RMS, we wish you a very successful and profitable 2022.